What's up guys? In this video we revive the TV go-kart. Alright, so you guys probably remember this thing. This was our 420 kart we built for Velocity TV that does wheelies and stuff. And now we kind of took the 420 off of it and put it on Spudnik. So now we just have this like pretty nice go-kart frame we built and made super strong. So we decided we're gonna kind of turn this into what we're gonna call a rally kart, which is basically a yard kart that we're gonna be able to jump and just really beat on, drive up curves. Because we really like it to be a sort of racing kart, but something that we're gonna be able to drive up curbs, off-road, drift around and stuff, and maybe do like time attack stuff versus each other. And kind of just a baseline kart we can race everything up against. So this is gonna be a pretty basic build, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. So now I'm just gonna go over some of the parts we have on this thing. So for steering, which is one of the things that was kind of flawed, you can see how we bent the tie rod from doing wheelies actually. So we're gonna beef this up with all new parts. We have Go Power Sports Springer spindles, which are really nice, and that'll actually dampen some stuff when we jump it and all of that. We have new tie rods and then a new mounting bracket, so we should have equal steering to the left and the right. As far as this back axle, we no longer need to do a jack shaft setup. So we're probably just gonna cut here and rebuild this whole back section with just a complete live axle kit from Go Power Sports. We're gonna upgrade to a 1-inch axle, so we have to put these new rims on these tires, all that stuff. So disc brake, really nice kit. And then as far as the engine goes, we've got 30 series torque converter, stock 212 that we're gonna modify, take the governor out, new spark plug, new valve springs, header pipe, RLV muffler, and standard performance kits. So it's gonna be really fun. I think the first thing we're gonna get to is we're gonna start cutting into this rear end here and just trying to get this Go Power Sports axle stuff all mounted up. So the first thing we're doing here is we're gonna work on just literally removing this back section. So I'm gonna get the seat out and we're basically gonna chop it here and just use a little piece of metal to push them together. We want to shorten this cart up a little bit because it is pretty long, and we want it to not have that much hanging out the back, so when we're jumping and stuff, it doesn't scrape on the ground. So I'll just get the seat out and we'll be good to go.
We put some clips into the wheelie cart, but that's the damage from scraping the frame.
Okay, so we got this back pipe off, so what we'll have to do is just clean this up a little bit. We might actually just cut these two here and just redo a bar right here, but I want to keep these bends. So now all we have to do is cut off this back piece as close to the axle as possible and just cut along this huge weld, and then the whole back section will be off. Hey! He's backwards. Yo, Predator powered unicycle or Segway?
Hoverboard, I think.
Hoverboard. Alright, well, now all we have to do is we gotta defeat these tires and stuff so we can get them onto our 1-inch axle shaft rims. Yeah, quick. I'm telling you, if you guys are looking for like if you guys are changing go-kart tires quite a bit, I highly recommend a set of tire spins. So it makes pretty quick work of this. There we go. Alright, so turns on. So now let's just get some air in it. Hopefully we don't have to do anything with popping the bead, but we shouldn't have any issues. Cool. So now we're just adding these little 4.5-inch extensions because it doesn't have to be that long, but we want it to be a decent length. There we go. So now we're just going to cut across this square here so we can weld on our new tie rod there. So we got our Go Power Sports sprocket here and sprocket hub, so I'm just bolting the two together. We're going to run a 54 tooth sprocket, and that's kind of what they recommended for just any yard cart where you want a lot of torque, able to climb a lot of hills, curbs, whatever, and still have decent top speed. So we got our 42-inch Go Power Sports axle here, along with, they sell all of this stuff, so it makes it super easy to assemble a live axle, as well as live axle kits. Everything for this will be in the description. So what I'll do now is I'll just assemble this and we're good to go. Okay, so that'll do it. This looks awesome. Well, we didn't think about torque converter clearance, so when the engine's backward, it's hitting the frame right here. So I think what we're gonna do first is notch it, and then we'll figure out how we're gonna reinforce it. But the first thing we'll do is chop out the area in the back of the frame where it's touching. Okay, well, torque converter is definitely going to fit now, but we're just going to have to find a way to gusset this up. I mean, honestly, it's probably really strong enough like this, but I mean, if we can just like make a metal bar that goes like here or something, it might not be the prettiest thing, but nothing about this cart's really pretty. We just want something we can jump and stuff, so.
Okay, so right now I'm measuring where these bearing hangers are going to go. So we're using these welds as a center point, and I'm just going to put them right in the center of these welds. So if I measured this right, there should be 2 inches on each side.
Okay, so we got these hangers mounted up, and I think we're just going to get a thick bar of metal and put it right here. It'll be structurally just as strong as this round tubing. It just won't be as pretty. So we got these welded up. We'll just let them cool down, then we can bolt our axle in. So a lot has kind of happened since the last time we filmed here, but we have this back axle bolted in. The keyway's not in, so it spins, but it looks really good. We also welded in this little support bar. That doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's more functional than stylistic. And we have our Springer spindles welded on with about 20 degrees of caster on each one. So it should be cool. Now all we have to do is we have to lengthen our steering shaft to make it go down underneath this bar so it can line up with the spindles. So we'll get that cut and weld it in. Cool, so there we go. Let's see how straight it is. That's not that bad. Yeah.
Okay, so we just tacked up the steering, and we gotta shorten these two tie rods. So let's get shortened.
So Go Power Sports sells these little like triangular gussets, and they're just kind of good to have around. You can just put them on anywhere that needs some support, like especially these being so long and exposed. So now I just gotta weld in this side. A little more work got done off camera. basically just used one of the Go Power Sports gussets, as well as just a thick block of steel to mount this Go Power Sports brake caliper. It's actually just like super easy to put one of these up, no hydraulics, no nothing. It just hinges right on this and pulls really tight. The problem is, I'd rather not have a cable pulling this tight, because I'd rather have like a solid bar so there's no flex or anything, and it's like you can push super hard on it to get maximum braking. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna steal this solid rod off of this side that was for the throttle before, and we'll just run a full throttle cable the whole way, and then this we'll move over here and hook it up to that, and then hook it up to that pedal, and we'll be good to go.
Okay, so we do have a small problem with these. That's like, we're getting basically no angle with this. So here's just the stock side, and then still working on it. We still gotta clean this up a little bit more and make it look nice, but now we get a ton more angle, and then we just hollowed it out up here just in case we have it turned while we do any jumps.
Yeah, so I don't think we lost any structural integrity. We just wanted to get a little bit more clearance. So yeah, cool. We'll just hog out it on this side, and we'll have all that steering angle.
Mocked up, we just finished all the tie rods and shaving those pieces, so
yeah, so
this thing gets quite a bit of angle. It gets a little bit, the outside wheel gets a good amount more, but this is definitely the best steering we've ever done on a kart that we've done ourselves. So
yeah, so now all we have to do is, in order to, so we can't like push this on all the way, we need some sort of spacer inside the spindle. So we have this pipe, and what we'll do is we'll just cut it to length, and it'll be a really good spacer. It like actually fits perfectly. So cool, we'll get that cut and then get the wheels fully bolted up, and we'll be a rolling chassis.
okay, so we just finished transferring the hard throttle line to the on the brake. So we just cut and re-welded that piece. And over here, we just welded up that piece, so the brakes work really, really well. They're super responsive.
Yeah, like it's super solid. That's really nice, so there's no cable issues or anything like that. So now what we're gonna do is we'll just get this seat all bolted up. We already had all the mounting brackets for this from the build before, so we'll just put these nuts on and we'll be good to go.
Okay, so we're looking at the steering, and we just noticed that when these these spindles flex up, these tie rods are just gonna go straight into this bar right here and instantly bend. So now we're just gonna chop them, each of these, then angle the bar, so then it'll just kind of be like a lip or kind of like a skid plate type thing. So
yeah, for now we're just gonna chop it, and then we can deal with making it look better or angle it however we want when we're getting closer to the paint. Okay, alright. Yeah, we might angle it up. We don't really know yet.
that'll look good.
This is already a pretty long video, and we've gotten a lot of work done here. Like, this kart's really close to just being done and driving. So I'm gonna call it here. This is a good part one to this build, and it should hopefully, you guys put some comments of ideas or whatever, and we can consider that in the next part. So yeah, in the next part what we'll be doing is just putting on the Predator and stuff, and just kind of making it complete and driving it. So cool. Alright guys, thanks for watching. This was really fun. I'm excited that we're one step closer to being able to rip this thing. So steering turned out really good. I'm happy with it. Brakes seem like they're gonna work really well. So the next part of this thing is just gonna be putting the engine on, hooking up stuff like throttle, like making sure everything's all good and all that. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and then we'll be able to rip this thing. So thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Thank you, Go Power Sports. Be sure to check them out. All the links will be in the description. Thanks for watching.